Welcome! In front of me I have Apple Watch Ultra 3 and I'm gonna show you a few tricks you can use on this watch. First thing I want to show you is how to change the app menu layout. Basically, if you open the app menu by pressing the Chrome button, you will see that by default it's in this like grid layout. And you can change it because the grid layout doesn't give you the name of the app, you just see the icons. But if you scroll all the way down and tap on list view to change it to the list view, you will see the list of icons basically, and next to them you will see the names of the apps. So if you want to know the name of the apps, you can simply enable the list view and now you can see them. And if you want to go back to grid view, you can simply tap on grid view like here at the bottom of the menu. Okay, next we have the ability to get time by just pressing and holding fingers on your screen. Basically, by default the watch will tell you the time with the voice, but you can also use it different way. You can enable the vibration or haptic time, and basically what the watch will do is it will vibrate and tell you the time by vibrating. Of course you need to be wearing it on your wrist for it to work, but by default if you press the fingers on the screen of your watch, it will basically tell you the time. And if you want to enable the haptic feedback for the time, you need to open the settings, find the clock option and tap on it. And here you can scroll down. Here we have the speak time. If it's enabled, it will basically tell you the time with the voice. And you have two options, control with silent mode and always speak. Always speak basically will ignore the silent mode. So even though if silent mode is enabled, it will tell you the time anyway. This one control with silent mode, basically if the silent mode is enabled, it won't say anything. And you can also disable the speak time. And if you want to enable the haptic one, find the haptic time, turn it on, and here you can select digits. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Therese, something like that, and Morse code. Select one of the options, and now when you press on the time on the watch face, the watch will start vibrating and telling you the time by vibrating basically. Okay, this is quite useful. For example, if you're in some setting that you don't want to disturb anybody, like meeting maybe, or cinema, theater and stuff like that, could be useful in those situations. Okay, another thing I want to show you is here in the same menu, the clock menu in settings. Here we can basically add time to our clock. This could be useful if, for example, sometimes you get somewhere late and stuff like that. You can set time forward and it will prompt you to leave earlier maybe. And to do that, you can tap on this option here. And now you can use the count button to add minutes. For example, let's add 20 minutes. And as you can see, the time on the watch face will be 20 minutes ahead, but the time on the system clock will be normal. And if you go to watch face, it will be, like I said before, 20 minutes ahead. But if you go to the menu, you will see that the time is normal. And the last option here is the swipe to switch watch face. This could be useful if you don't like to use the watch face menu and you just want to simply switch watch faces by swiping on the screen. So if you enable this option and you have more than one watch face in the watch face menu, so let's add more watch faces. Okay. Let's add another one. Okay. Now I have 3 watch faces, and we can switch between them by swiping on the edges of the screen, like that. Okay. Another thing I want to show you is the screenshots. And you're probably wondering what could be useful about screenshots. Maybe, let's say you're listening to something on Spotify on your watch and you want to remember the song for later, the name of the song, you can take a screenshot of your Spotify, or maybe some map location and stuff like that. It could be useful in some cases. And if you want to take a screenshot, you will need to enable the screenshots in the settings. To do it, let's open the settings, then tap on General, and then find the screenshots. and tap on them, of course. By default, these screenshots will be disabled. You can enable them by tapping on the switch, and now you can take screenshots by pressing the side and crown button together. You will see the flash on the screen and the shutter sound if the sound is enabled on your watch. And then you can check these screenshots in the phone, or rather in the Photos application on your iPhone, or the Gallery application. Okay, then we have the recent apps. This is useful if you want to jump between the applications on your watch. So let's say you open Calendar, close it by pressing the Chrome button, then open, I don't know, maybe Maps. And let's say you're done with the Maps, and you want to go back to the calendar for some reason. You can double press the Chrome button. It will open the recent apps menu, and here you have the apps that are still kinda in the background of your watch, running in the background, and you can basically go back to them and do what you did before, or rather continue what you were doing before. So you can open the menu, find the app you want to go back to, and you can simply tap on it and it will open the app. And usually it will basically resume from where you left it. For example, here we have settings, and we left the settings in the screenshots menu, and it will bring me to screenshots. But if I, for example, go to, I don't know, storage, then close the settings, open something else, and then open the app menu, you will see that the storage, or rather the settings are still on the storage page. So basically it remembers the state of the application you left it in. You can also remove the applications from this list. This is useful, for example, if you want to open the settings and you don't want to go back to, let's say, storage. You can swipe left on the settings, tap on X, and now the settings will open normally. It basically will start from the beginning, so you will see the main page of settings. Okay. Another thing I want to show you is the not gestures but nightstand mode, which is enabled by default, I believe. But what it does is basically, if you're charging your watch and it's not on your wrist and you place it, for example, on the counter, it will show you the time and battery level. I didn't bring my charger with me, so I can't really display how it looks, but basically if you enable this option, so to enable it you go to settings, general, and then should be something with bedside mode. Tap on it, and here you can enable it by tapping on the switch. And once you enable it, like I said before, you will see the green time. It will basically be like green colored clock, and above it there will be charging icon because it's on the charger. You can also tap on this like charging icon to show the percentage, because it won't show you the percentage by default. Okay. And the last thing I want to show you is the gestures. Basically, ability to control your watch with hand gestures. By default, the gestures should be enabled, but if they're not, you can always go to settings, scroll down and tap on gestures, and here you can turn them on or off. And we have gestures like double tap, wrist flick, and cover to mute. Double tap allows you to answer calls, reply to messages, see your smart stacks, and some other stuff. And you can tap on double tap to see some functions. For example, in playback, it allows you to play and pause the songs, or you can skip to the next song by double tapping the index finger with your thumb. Then we have the smart stacks, allows you to advance or select, and you can also enable and disable the option to ignore the double tap when you're using the Apple Vision Pro. You can also disable the double tap if you don't like it. Then we have the wrist flick. This allows you to dismiss the notifications. So, for example, somebody calls you, you can dismiss it, and maybe you have some alarm, you can dismiss it by basically flicking your wrist when you're wearing your watch. And you can enable it or disable it. You can also use the cover to mute. This is useful basically if you want to mute notifications on your watch by simply placing the palm on your watch. So let's say you're getting some notification, maybe somebody's calling you or the alarm is going, you can simply press your palm to mute that notification. Okay, and you can also enable it and disable it if you like to. And if you're not sure how to use the gestures, you can always open the watch application on the iPhone that is paired with our watch. And here you can find the gestures, of course. So we can scroll down and tap on gestures. And you can tap on learn more in tips. And basically it will show you some of the gestures right here. So you can look for them. By default, it will show you the wrist flick. You can also tap on learn how to answer calls with double tap, how to decline with flicks and stuff like that. So you can basically browse the tips to see how the gestures work. Okay, and that's about all. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and leaving a like on the video.